Alrighty guys, welcome back. So I wasn't going to be in here today because I was thinking of doing some color mixing, and I found myself with a couple of hours on my own, so I went, okay, I think I'll make a cane. But after this cane is done, I will probably kind of work on some color mixing, because now that I've got a little bit of Kato in stock, I don't have a whole lot, but as you know, Primo, Sculpey, Fimo, all of them, they kind of do it for you, right? So you got all kinds of different shades of purple and reds and browns and ecru and all different colors. But with your Kato, you just basically have your primary colors and then some of your secondary colors, right? Your oranges, stuff like that. And one thing that I never really knew, I learned it in school but forgot about it until I bought the Kato, is how do you make complementary colors, or what is a complementary color? And it's easy. So if these are your three primaries, what's the complementary color to red? The complementary colors is taking your other two primary colors and mixing them. So blue and yellow is green. That would be your complementary color for red. What's your complementary color to yellow? Well, you take the blue and the red, the leftovers, and you get purple. And then what was the third one? The third one would be complementary color to blue. You take the other two colors, red and yellow, make orange. And that's how you get into your complementary colors. So you got your primary, you got whatever, your secondaries. And this is going to be a bright cane. So we are already in May, right? So it's time to start thinking of fall colors. Now, I have a piece of paper here somewhere, and I'm still getting recipes. I've been looking online. I know a lot of people sell them on Etsy, but to get 4 recipes, I'm not going to spend $5. I'd rather just make my own. But these are the ones that have been gathered that I found online. I've got all these written down. If you want them, I can upload them somewhere and you can take them. But it just shows you like how to make a bright lime green, olive green, sage. I mean, we're going all the way down, turquoise. But there's nothing really in the fall here. Turquoise, sap green. So maybe a hunter green could be one that I want to try, because that should be a dark green. This is to make a teal, with, I guess, the teal that Sculpey 3 makes. A mint. So there's a cherry red from Fimo. So that's how you would make it. These are how to use Kato colors to make like duplicates of other people. So obviously we'll do some burnt umber. I'd love to do a brick red, maybe a coral, a cafe, bitter chocolate, a rich purple, a crimson, but I don't know what this is. It's a concentrated blue, concentrated red, I believe, and I don't know why I don't have these written down, and I don't know what concentrated is. A golden yellow would be great, but I did not buy any metallics from Kato. I just bought standard colors. So you got a caramel and stuff like that. So I want to work on that. There's cinnamon, and I didn't buy copper. I didn't buy gold. I didn't buy silver. I think I have pearl, but there's espresso. Tropical Lagoon is pretty cool. And a stone heart. I don't know what that looks like. So we're just going to play. And we're going to try these. And then maybe that'll spark something in me to experiment with other things. So I do have a clay recipe thingamajigger. I sell these in my store. I tried to make one today that was just squares going down to a 1/16, 1/8, quarter, half, 3/4, and a 1 inch. And yeah, I didn't like it. So I'll probably just stick to this, but at least with the square, you can cut it in half, cut it in 4s, cut it in 1/8, whatever, and you know. But this is all basically just one part. So it's not giving me an 1/8 or a 16th or anything like that. So you can use anything for this. And then this is just a color recipe. This is 2 inches. I have them in different sizes. And so there's your parts, right? So you got your 8 parts right here. And that's what I want to try and do next. So We pulled out these colors because I thought, well, maybe I can make one more bright cane before we start moving into mixing and getting into fall colors. So I just pulled all these out. I was thinking of these three for sure, and then I saw the blue, and then I thought orange would look cool. I'm not too sure about the yellow. The red may work, and these are just some offshoots. You know, I got some lavender. I gotta smell them because sometimes I want to make sure that there are Kato Clay. And then this is turquoise. So now it's trying to figure out where we want to start. And that's the hardest part, right? So let's do this green and yellow. Well, actually, this is a green, and I did mix the color. I mixed green with more yellow. Or no, actually, no, maybe I did. Or how about yellow with a little bit of green in it to give me a nice bright green. And we're going to end up cutting this in half. Okay, so that's about 3 inches. So this is literally my first cane that I've made with Kato. And I have no direction. Like I said, I didn't know I was going to be in here. Usually I don't know when I'm going to be in here. Okay, and then this we're going to try and cut in half again. And I think this is going to be our focal. So we're just going to line it up the best that I can. And hopefully that gives me the center. And I do like the fact that the Kato doesn't squish. I've still got a circle in here. I'm really bummed. I bought a lot of white and black, but I bought a lot of Kato white. And I thought, you know what, if worse comes to worse, I can mix. Oops, that got a little bit off, didn't it? I mean, it looks fine on this side. I can mix the clay with something else. So I know eye candy clay. Eye candy cane or eye candy clay. I'm not sure what her name is. But I know that she uses Primo with hers as well. So I guess that wouldn't be so bad. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I just want the center, and then everything else I think I'm going to try and build something with it and then put it together. Because that's my thing. I just kind of put things wherever, but I want to kind of take some time and do some fun stuff with some of these colors. Okay, but I do want a focal piece, right? So if this is going to be a kaleidoscope, when I put 2 pieces together, obviously I want that to be like a little flower like that. Okay, and that way both sides will have a nice little flower in the middle. Right, so if I put that together, okay, well, I know what I want to do. Got to get a center for this. So before we even think about putting things together, let's go ahead and start making some fun stuff with this. All right, so we got this lovely red, purple, purple, green and orange looks good. Purple's complementary, I think, is yellow, right? Oh my god, I'm already lost. Alright, well, Let's shrink this down some. This is going to be a really big cane. So do I want to flatten this and put the blue on the top of this? Or do I want to cut it in half? Alrighty, well, I don't know how hard that would be. Alright, let's just cut it in half. And we got an air pocket in here. And what we're going to try and do, so we're going to turn this into a triangle, and we're going to put it into this orange. This might take me a little bit of time, so I may let you go while I do this, because I may end up changing my mind and cutting the orange in half and maybe sticking the orange in the blue. I don't know yet. Because this is going to have to be reduced quite a bit. Actually, all of these have to be reduced. So, as you know from the last video, and how long it took me to actually make the canes, I have a feeling this is going to take me a while to do this. So I'm going to cut this at 1.5 or a little more, and we're going to save that. And we're going to take this blue and put this in the orange. I really like this green. I don't know, it's bright, but it's so pretty. But yeah, it's a little, it's been conditioned, but I made these canes, I don't know, a couple days ago. And I didn't think they would dry up so much. But it feels like it's really dry. And as you can see, right there is cracking a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to save that right now. So we're just going to keep playing with it. And then when I do hit pause, it'll probably be just so that I can get these down to a manageable size. Because I want this to fit in this piece right here. So I am going to push this down. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut it right there because I don't need all of it. And that's the part that's giving me issues. Okay. I'm going to try and make that top a little fatter here. And I want to get this at least 3 inches. Almost there. Alright, I didn't want this razor sharp though. So I'm just going to kind of flatten this a little bit. Okay. And now we're just going to try and hug the blue. Okay, now we're going to make this into a triangle here. And I'm going to do the same with the other one. Okay. Ooh. Alright, so now we have that one piece right here. Kind of interesting. I don't know how I'm going to put them all together, but oops, this one got a little longer. Actually, that's okay, because that side's got a little bit of that light blue here. So if I can get rid of that, then that would be great. Look at that. Okay. Try and bring that orange up to the blue like we did on the other one. Okay. And then we're going to take that blue and bring it up into a triangle. I think I made this just a tad, nope, okay, just like a tad bit bigger. It's about the right size. Okay, so now we got a couple more. All right, so before we do anything else with the other one, I need to at least get these down to a manageable size. So those turned out really cool. And those would actually make a nice center as well. You know, so I may not do this and this and this like this. I don't know yet. Or it could end up being two canes, right? So, alrighty guys, let me go ahead and get all of these to about, I don't know, maybe about 3 inches or so. Some of them are there. And we'll come back and figure out what we're going to do with the rest of them. So I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, so we got the purple and it was pretty big. So I figured I'm going to try and get it to 9 inches, which it's pretty much there now. Right. So we just need to cut the ends off here. And I'm going to do 3 inches here. And then I've got this black here. I don't like that piece. I think that would be kind of cool. But I would have to get this. So that's 1.5 about right there. So 1, 2, I need to get this about 1 inch wider. Could probably use a brayer to do this, but I'm kind of afraid to because I'm a little heavy-handed and I don't want to squish down those stripes too much. All right. Okay, so that's supposed to be 1.5 inches, but I did make those just a tad bit longer. Right, and I want it to be that high. So this is where I want this to be. Right. This is going to go around something. I just don't know what it's going to go around. So we got this at 3 inches. Dogs are so quiet. It's a weekend, so maybe they're taking a day off. I don't know. Probably should go check on them. Although I'm lucky, they don't really get into anything. All right, we're going to take this to 6 inches. So the ends are always the ones that are a little too big. Okay, so cut it at 3. Wow, I don't know how I'm always off on my cutting, but I am. Okay, so I need to get tiny Pandora's, what do you call it, cane benders, but for now a piece of glass works just fine. And I've got a ton of glass, and they all come in different diameters, so it actually works really well. Now, I don't know if I want the purple to be up on top a little more, or if I just want to close it up with the black. I think we're going to just close it up the best that we can. I'm going to go just a little bigger than 1.5 inches, just in case. So something different, something weird. Okay, I'm going to try and get that to get as long as that one. Okay. All right. So we got those two. You know what? I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to flatten it. You always got to worry about how busy you're making this. because I do want a little bit of negative space in there somewhere. This is a little longer, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these two. Oh, okay, those are really long, aren't they? And there was no purpose to do that, I just did it. And I know that these are a little longer than those, so I will probably have to slice those down a little bit too. Okay, so now we have those two. Okay, and now what's next? All right. So what do we have? We have a black and a purple. Okay, so let's just make this into let's just get it long here. Yeah, I don't know where the blue came from that's stuck on it, but it's on there. I know I have some black and white already made into a strip. I got one order behind me, so if you're hearing that sound, okay, so this is a 4.5, so this will give me 3 if I leave it at this size, or I can take it at a 6, and that'll give me 4 of these. I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, I guess I just finished the order. Fortunately, my mailman has already stopped by, so that order's gonna have to wait till Monday to go out. See, and I want this from here to here to be cut off because the blue just gets really high over there. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Yep. I am like always off, aren't I? Oh well. It's because I'm not sitting right in front of it and I'm nearsighted, so that doesn't help. Okay. So now it's trying to figure out what you're going to do with some of these things. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with this yet, but I think I'm going to wrap it in black. Like right in between those two. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one yet. I do have two more purples. I don't know how strong acrylic is doing this, but I'm always afraid I'm going to snap those glass rods in half. That would not be pretty. So I got to learn to be a little more careful. Okay. Open that up a little bit, put these right inside. Hey, I got a phone call. I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys. So, we're getting there, right? I keep getting phone calls, and then I have to put pause. So, I'm just trying different things to add. You know, instead of just a straight triangle or stuff like that. But I did realize I made a mistake. So these, I wasn't supposed to put those purples until after it was cut and ready to attach to the other side. Because now I'm going to have two. And unfortunately, I played with it. So it's on there pretty tight. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get them off now. This I'm trying to make thin, but not too thin. But I want it to go around the leaves over here. And I'll show you what I'm doing in about a second. So I want these like a little box. It's really cloudy out there today. It's weird. It's like, I don't know. We live in the desert, so we used to get monsoons all the time when we first moved up here. And we're talking, we've been up here for about 30 years. And then as the houses started moving along and all the building, I don't know if it just created humidity. And we stopped getting all the monsoonal moisture, which I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. That's just my theory. And we stopped having monsoons as much as we used to. And usually monsoon season's in between July and September. So to have like that monsoon move in the other day was a little crazy, but ever since that, it's just been gloomy. And if it was hotter outside, then I would say what my mom always said, and that's earthquake weather. Because when it's all gloomy, I don't know, there's just something where you go, okay, earthquake weather. Huh, look at that, Jake woke up. Quiet all day. Mailman's already been here, so he must hear somebody walking their dogs or something. Okay, so what I want to do with this is I kind of want to line, so I was going to put this right here, but I was going to line the blue, or line the green with the blue. It was either the blue or the purple. I think a black and white would have been fine too. I may end up taking black and white and putting it around that green just for a little border here. Okay, but we're going to try this first. I'm just trying to make it flat. Yeah, now all dogs in the neighborhood are barking, so he saw something or heard something. Okay, so we're gonna go, what was that? 1.5, right? Don't know how many of these we're gonna need, so I'm gonna start out with 5. But I do have it's gonna go like this. So I was gonna take the black here right against the edge, and wrap it. Okay. It's got to come a little bigger. And this may not work, or I may not like it once it's on, so I'm not going to stick it on there really hard. And I'm probably going to need a couple more. Maybe one more. Okay, we're just going to kind of get it to go to the end here. Okay, so let me get... It's funny, I'm here smelling the clay because I know that I've been using both Sculpey and Kato, so I have to smell it all to make sure I'm using the right clay, although it really probably wouldn't matter. Alright, so this one I want to end right there. Okay. I'm missing a little spot right there, so I'm going to kind of, yeah, this has been sitting, but I don't worry about that because it's on the end, and because it's on the end, it's going to get cut off anyways. And I'm going to widen this a little bit. May have to curve it. But just to get it to where I want it to touch. Do you know what I mean? Oof, that's a big difference right there. I don't think that's gonna work. So I might have to put something on both sides of it. And it doesn't have to be centered, right? Wow. What happens if I did something like that? Nope, I don't want to do blue with the blue. I don't know if I want to add more green to that. Thinking red might look okay right there. Because I want it to come like that. Okay, well, I have some more purple. Alrighty. So if I come over here, so this is all right. So the only thing that's killing me right here is because this is a little off, which it's supposed to be off, but I don't know if I want to use yellow with this. I've got orange, I've got plenty of blue. Let's go to 3 inches on this. Either that, or I still have these two right here. So I'm gonna see if I want to change the greens a little bit. Because I thought I was going to make a huge cane. It doesn't look as big as I thought it would be. Which seems to be something that I do all the time. Oh, I do like that dark green. I don't know why I like it so much, but it just... Okay, so now I just want to kind of make it a nice little dome. Not so hard, basically. Just kind of flatten it out a little bit. And put that under the red. And slide that right there. Okay, so you don't want any gaps, right? Okay, so there's an issue right there. This is touching this one. But this one's got this little piece right here. So I may take one more of these. Man, I would need one on both sides, wouldn't I? Okay. It feels weird me just smelling these, but gotta do what you gotta do, right? Okay, so we got one for the top. And what did I do with that other one? I'm thinking I can make this one work. Right there. Like, couldn't get any closer. Okay, so now I'm hoping this will work. I don't know. Because if that goes there, great. But these two now have become too small. Oh, I don't think this is going to work. Well, we're kind of there already. So I don't know if there's anything I'm going to be able to do about that. I mean, that's perfect where that is, but if you could see, it's not perfect where this is. And this is what I need to change. I'm going to put this purple slice right there to give me what I need to get. I don't know what to do about this one, though. And obviously, this is not going to come off gently. Well, now what? I don't have a choice. I mean, it would have to come like that. That'll work. And I'm not worried about the end, like I've said before. So I may have to take off this black right here and then reapply it. Oh, what a mess. Okay, does that make sense? So this will have to come back on here. I'm really happy that I had one more strip over there. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but okay. So I need this to go back. Okay, so I think we're okay. Because I messed up with this purple here, I am going to try and get this off now. Yeah. Well, sometimes it happens, right? Wow, I didn't realize it went in so deep. But surprise. If I can just get it to the purple, then I'm okay. Now, if I was working with Primo, there is no way that I'd be able to do this. All right, I think we're okay with that. It's so thin that I literally don't think it's gonna bug us too much, but I'm gonna go in one more time like that. There we go. Okay. Again, I don't think that's going to bug us. Okay, so there's a lot of colors we still didn't use. I didn't use any of the yellow. I'm just trying to get this to be straight across the top. Okay, so now we have, hopefully, the straight end like that. Alright, so that's it, guys. So now we are going to reduce. And then I will still put probably a purple strip on this. Okay, I'm going to grab all this little stuff that I've got in here. I've had a fire helicopter flying over us all morning. So I don't know if they're testing. That sounds like a sheriff. It's weird. I know my when you have a son that's a sheriff and was always wanting to be in the fire department, it's amazing what you hear and what you can literally figure out now. All right, so this is what we got. And now it's time to reduce this. So yeah, I got a lot of little things here, and I know you're not going to see it, so that's why I'm not real worried about it. But unfortunately, I didn't clean very well and got a lot of things stuck on the edge, and some of these are deep. I don't know how they got so deep. But it's not going to matter. Okay, so it's going to take me a while to reduce this, being that it is Kato. God, I didn't use the brown. I didn't use a lot of color, but that's okay. I mean, it's not going to be the biggest cane, which kind of upsets me. I thought I made it a lot bigger, but it's okay. It'll give me a couple slices. So I'm going to go take care of this, and I'll be back. Alrighty, guys. So we are cleaned out and ready to cut this puppy. So I went to 12 inches so that I can make these at 2 inches today instead of 1.5. And hopefully it'll work out. Okay, you know how it goes, right? So that's our cane here. There we go. I didn't put the purple in between the greens. I decided to just leave them alone. I think they would have looked good though, but so far I'm liking the way the flower's turning out. Just getting that to match up here. Okay, so this is a little off. Okay. Now, the biggest challenge is going to see how much of that vibrancy I lose when I bring this down. It seems to always happen. I don't know if it's the same with Kato. I'm hoping not. But so far, it's lined up pretty well. Right? So we're not going to reduce this too small. It's so stiff. I have to admit, I really like that about it. It's just not all squishy. It's still extremely firm. And I like that. It's just maddening that the fact that when I finally try Kato, they're sold out or they're discontinued. So I'm really hoping that company makes a really good clay. Now, I don't know what this is considered, but according to Ginger from the Blue Bottle Tree and a couple other people that I've talked to, that they're going to have like a soft and I don't know, a medium and a hard. So I don't know where Kato falls into that. And it really hasn't been too hard on my hands like I thought it would. So another thing to be grateful for. Okay, but I don't like the way it's sucking in there already. So that's why I try and kind of like push it, like I'm pushing it out. But because the outside is softer than the inside, then you're going to get a little waste. So I usually sell my canes at about, I don't know, I think it's about 3/4 of an inch and 1.5 inches in length. My flowers are always a little over 1/2 inch to about 2 inches. But these, because I don't make as many, I can't get as many pieces out of it. Yeah, I don't like that waste at all. You would think with it being so stiff that I wouldn't have that. You know, you could close up the centers. Doesn't usually work, because unfortunately sometimes it takes that center and brings it in more, and I don't want to do that. So we're just going to slowly just pull. Okay, so let me go ahead and reduce this. We're a little over 1 inch, so we don't have too much farther to go, and I'll be right back. Alrighty. Well, now we see how much waste we have. Oh, there we go. Okay, so again, 150. Boy, I just got lost there. And this one we'll keep for me. I always take the ends. And here we go, guys. Is it what I thought it would look like? No, but then I never know what it's going to look like. But I do like it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. we have 6 available. And I will make those available on my site tonight. I'm probably going to make a square cane out of this. If I make it tonight, it's going to be muted. So I'm just going to make. If you want to watch, you can. But yeah, I want to get on. I really want to get on color mixing and getting some different colors, getting some leaves made and stuff like that. So join me later if you'd like. I don't know if the other one's going to go up tonight or in a couple of days, but it might go up midweek. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm really liking Kato. Really sad that it's gone. But maybe if I mix half and half with Primo, maybe it'll give me a little bit more, you know what I mean, time to play. So if anybody has used a mixture of Primo and Kato, let me know. Is it a little firmer? Or should I stick to 100% Kato? Because if I can make this last as long as I can, I'd really like to do that. And that's it. See you next time. Bye.